Welcome to It's Upgrade Season, the only place to get raw and unfiltered advice on how to get your shit together 1 week at a time. I'm your host, Alexandria, and join me every Monday for the upgrade and every Friday for the wind down, where I'm going to be answering your dilemmas. Small shifts, huge upgrades. Let's fucking do this. Welcome to Upgrade Season. It is Friday. It is a wind down. I actually probably shouldn't say it's Friday for these first episodes, but we're going to leave this in here because this will typically be on a Friday, but we are going to bombard you. We're going to love bomb you with a load of episodes that you can just binge to begin with. But this is going to be where we really spill the tea. We're going to have a drink. We're going to get candid. We're going to be real. We're going to talk about all the things, and I'm going to be answering your dilemmas. So we have our first dilemma today. Let's just set the scene first of all. It's 11:30 a.m. on a Friday, and I have a glass of Prosecco in my hand. Judge me as much as you want. I'm living my best life. It's actually my husband Jake's birthday this weekend. And does anyone else do this? Our boundaries around when celebration starts just keep extending. It's getting fucking ridiculous. So from Wednesday this week, we were making decisions based on the fact, well, it is his birthday this weekend. We were like, should we go out for dinner? Should we do that? It's getting ridiculous. And I did the same for my birthday. I was like, birthday's coming soon. And then it was my birthday, and then it was going to Miami. And anyway, I'm just in this cycle where I feel like celebrations start early, and that's okay. I'm recording the first episodes. We get to have a glass of fizz. It's 11:30 a.m. on a Friday. Is it tragic? Is it winning? I don't know. I'll let you decide that. But what we are going to do, we are going to dive into this dilemma. So I'm going to keep this anonymous, and I'm going to read this out. So she says, basically, our plan prior to kids was that I would be a stay-at-home mom whilst my husband is I'm actually going to keep it blank what he is, just to keep it fully anonymous. But he leaves for months at a time. Lately, I have just been feeling so unfulfilled and really ready to get back into coaching and all the things, only to be met by my husband with, I thought this is what you wanted. I thought the kids would make you happy. We have healthy, happy kids. Isn't that enough? And all things along those lines. I feel it's just so shitty to become a mom and then boom, that has to be my identity. My whole being has to revolve around being a mother. Why can't I be more? Why aren't I a human still with dreams, goals, ambition? And then she says, can you tell this gets me fired up? Well, babes, it gets me fucking fired up too. Where do we begin with this one? So the first thing that I want to do is bring some softness around, no, fuck that. No, I don't want to do that. We'll go there afterwards. The first thing I want to do is fucking validate you. This is so hard, and I don't think you're alone in this. I think so much of society expects mums to be happy with being a mom, and isn't that enough? And that is such fucking emotional blackmail. Can you ever imagine turning around to a man and saying, but you're a dad? Isn't that enough? No. Would anyone ever do that? No. But to mums, we think we can turn around and be like, but you're a mum. Your kids are happy. Is that not enough? And I think for some people that is. And I think we have to embrace all being different. And that is so, so, so beautiful. Even in my friendship group, I have certain friends who are like, being a mum is my whole fucking being. And I have other friends who are like, being a mum is part of it, but actually I love being a business owner, or I love my job, or whatever it might be. There's other parts to them. And I definitely fall into that second camp myself, which is why I can really resonate with this. Guys, I cannot tell you, there are not words to tell you how much I love Leo. I would take a bullet. I would give my life. I would make all of the ultimate sacrifices for him. But we're not living in a fucking action movie, okay? We're living in day-to-day life. I do not need to sacrifice my entire life, my dreams, my ambitions, all the things that make me lit up and happy and excited just so I can be a good mother. And you don't have to either. You having other things going on in your life does not detract from you being a mother. In cases like this, I think it makes you a better fucking mother. Because what would you rather? A mum that stays home with you, and kids are fucking intuitive, okay? Kids are tapped the fuck in. They know what's going on. What would you rather? A kid that's home with a mum and they're like, mum's home with me, but like, mum's kind of sad. Mum has all these dreams and these things that she wanted to do with her life and she never did them. Or would you rather that your kid is like, I have amazing quality time with mum and mum goes after the things that lights her up. When she's with me, she's happy, she's present, she's fulfilled, she's all these things. Because that is how I would rather be. And I've seen firsthand how it can play out either way. So I'm going to speak to, with this dilemma in particular, more the mums who want both, whilst honoring for some mums, like, that is what they want. They want to be the stay-at-home mum, and that is fucking amazing. You fucking do you, okay? But I'm going to speak to the women who want both in this dilemma. So, first of all, no one would fucking say this to a man. Second of all, like, you are going to be a better mother and a happier mother when you are fulfilling yourself. But third of all, I think there's a big piece here around identity. And it's so interesting. In the upgrade, you'll hear the episode, I talk around identity. But we have multiple identities, and that is always true. Even if your primary purpose is being a stay-at-home mom, you are still going to have other identities wrapped up in that. Maybe you're a daughter, maybe you're a friend, a wife, a partner, whatever it may be. You are never just one thing. I think when we try and stick our identity to just one thing, it's so dangerous because it's so unnatural. You are a multi-dimensional being, and trying to just pigeonhole yourself into one thing, it doesn't work. It goes against what feels natural. It goes against what feels true. And of course, you're going to end up fucking miserable in that situation, okay? So I think there's the identity piece here. And then there's the relationship with the husband. Now, I thought this was what you wanted. I thought the kids would make you happy. We have happy, healthy kids. Isn't that enough? The short answer is no. Okay? The short answer is no, that isn't enough. Hence why I'm bringing this to you. But I think what's more interesting here, and I would be really curious to know more about this, is whether there has been a shift, because maybe at one point in your journey, this is what you wanted, but at this point in your journey, it isn't. And I get that impression from you. You're saying, lately I've been feeling so unfulfilled and ready to get back into things. So it sounds like this is something that's coming for you. And I think this is an important point in any partnership, in any friendship that we are in. We are going to grow, we are going to shift, we are going to change, we are going to evolve as individuals. And as we change, as we grow, as we evolve, our role in partnership, our role as husband, as wife, as friend, whatever it might be, is to honor the evolution of the other person and get to meet them where they're at, rather than wishing they were still that old version of themselves. When I met my husband, Jake, we were both working in corporate. We both met at Grant Thornton. It's an accountancy firm. Fucking cheers to Grant Thornton. Not the most inspiring place in the world for a love story, but forever grateful to it because it's where we met. And Jake was in the early stages of starting his own business. I was going at grad schemes like there was no tomorrow. I wanted to be an insurance broker, not because I particularly wanted to be, but because I couldn't think of anything fucking better to do with myself. And we were very, very, very different people, incredibly different people. And we have shifted and we have evolved and we've taken on different identities as that has shifted, as that has evolved. I went from being an insurance broker to having a nervous fucking breakdown and not showing what I wanted to do with my life, to starting a business, to closing that business, starting a brand new business. We're going into this next evolution together of starting property businesses together. But on a deeper level, we've shifted in terms of priorities and who we are. I was a super party girl when I met Jake, like huge party girl. I was out all the time. Then I became this person who was actually dedicated to spiritual and personal growth. And I went deep into that. I went from someone who was out 5 nights a week to I didn't drink for 6 months, you know? And there's been all these different versions. And instead of trying to shoehorn each other back into the previous version that we knew, because it feels safe. Of course we fucking want to do that. We knew that person. We loved that person. I think we really get to use this as an opportunity to meet that new person, this new version of themselves. And that gets to be exciting. When people talk about long-term partnership being boring, I'm like, do you guys not change fucking personality every 3 years? Like, you know, you get to re-meet your partner. There's something exciting about that as well. And we also get to use that as an opportunity to notice why we're so scared of them changing. Like, what does that bring up for us? Are we actually insecure they won't love us anymore? Are we insecure because it brings up doubts that we've been having about our own dreams, about our own ambitions? We really get to lean into what we're making it mean about us, because it's very rarely about the other person. So babes, I feel like here, like your husband is just holding on to a previous version of you. And maybe there is a bit of fear there. Maybe he's scared that you're going to want to go do all these things and one thing's going to lead to another. And, you know, him and the kids aren't going to be enough anymore. Maybe it's bringing up some self-worth questions around that as well. But I really feel like you get to have a conversation and you get to be fully honest and say, hey, like, I'll be real with you. Like, those things I thought would fulfill me, and they did fulfill me for a really long time. But as the kids are getting more independent, the more you're working away, I am feeling this desire within me. I am feeling this drive within me to create something else, to bring in these different elements of my identity. And yes, being a wife, yes, being a mother is part of that, but I think I also get to be in this role of business owner. I get to be in this role of bringing in these other elements in for you. And ultimately, if your husband fucking loves you, he's going to want you happy, you know? Like, he wants his wife happy and lit up and doing the things that she wants to do. I think you maybe just get to explain to him a little bit more about this evolution that's occurred and that it has been an evolution. And as you explain, it's not a negotiable aspect, okay? So we're being understanding, we're softening, we're recognizing it might be bringing up things for him as well, but like, also we're being a hard ass, and this is not up for negotiation, okay? You are not asking your husband for fucking permission here. You are explaining where you're at, and you're explaining how you're going to move forward, and you are coming into connection over that. Because I think the two things are completely different energies. When you're asking your permission, it's like, oh, I really want to do this thing. Like, how, you know, can I? Would you mind? Like, bringing in a lot of that language, that energy, those words. Versus, hey, this is really important to me. I know you love me and you want to support me, so this is what I'm going to be doing. Here is how I would love your support with it. Here is how I would love to connect with you on it. Here is how I would like us to move forwards together. Because these things, these moments, these actually get to bring you closer together versus drive you apart. I think there is a time and a place where two people do become too different and have different visions and different goals for their life, and they have to navigate that, and that doesn't always mean staying together. But right now, it just feels like there's a communication piece missing. It just feels like you get to communicate this to him. You get to make this clear that this is what you fucking want. This is what you're moving towards. You're not asking permission, but you are asking for love and support and to come into connection over that. And for the record, you are still a human with dreams and ambitions. You are not just a mom. Mom is part of you. It is a 24/7 fucking role, regardless of whether you're working or stay at home. That is a part of you that it's just ingrained now. It's part of you. But you also get to be all the other things. And you get to create a fucking amazing example for your kids and show them that anything is possible. And they get to live deeply fulfilling, incredible lives too. So, thank you so much for submitting your dilemma. Ladies, if you have something that you want support on, let me know. Like, drop us a message on WhatsApp. You can DM me as well if that feels better. I was going to say send me an email. Maybe don't email me. I'm not in my inbox very much. But send us a WhatsApp, send me a DM. I want to hear your dilemmas. I'm going to be sometimes bringing the guests into these as well, which is going to be really fun because we can get another perspective on it. But I want to support you. I want to be here for you. So keep submitting them. I love you. Have an amazing weekend, and I will see you in the next episode.